Now moving on to the north into Syria and Iraq, most of the reports about the Islamic State or Daesh that we hear about in the media would suggest that ISIS is a stubborn but ultimately losing force, and that it's only a matter of time before they're gone. So the problem is that some experts are arguing that while their forces are diminishing, their dream of a caliphate is alive and well. Returning to the studio with more is Dr. Mordechai Kedar, who is a scholar in Arabic culture and a lecturer at Ilan University. He also served for 25 years in the IDF military intelligence. Welcome back, Professor Kedar.
Pleasure.
Thank you. All right, so first and foremost, what are we talking about? What is the caliphate dream?
Well, when we talk about ISIS, definitely they announced already in 2014 the re-establishing of the caliphate, which was abolished in 1924 by the Turks. However, when you talk about ISIS, we have to divide between the organization, ISIS, the people, the individuals, and the ideology. The organization might very well be abolished, dismantled, wiped off the face of earth, and it will be part of the past with 3 years of bloody war against it, and so forth. This might very possibly happen. However, the individuals are actually dispersing all over the world, because you see them already in Sinai, in Europe, in Mali, in Chad, in Libya, in many other places, and they will continue the jihad against the infidels, against those permissive countries, especially in Europe. In America might be as well, Canada or Australia, wherever they go. So these are the individuals. However, the ideology, the caliphate, or renewing the caliphate, will be forever, as long as Islam exists, because this is what they dream about.
So my first question is, how is this different than, say, Al-Qaeda or Taliban offshoots? And second, if what you're discussing is the need to get rid of an ideology, the idea that we're going to build a caliphate, then how do you fight an idea?
Very hard. However, definitely what happens now with the individuals of the Islamic State is exactly what happened with the individuals of Al-Qaeda post the 2001 war on Afghanistan. They went all over the world. By the way, and they opened branches.
Right.
Where they went.
So that's what I'm saying. How is this different?
Franchise.
How is this going to be
different?
different?
And the Iraqi franchise became ISIS.
Okay.
The Al-Qaeda Iraqi branch became, with the years, ISIS. And it connected to the regime. Wherever they go, if there is a strong regime, they definitely are behind the scenes. If it's a weak regime, definitely they have more chances to develop something else. The population are with them. Definitely it's easier, like in Sinai, to establish something which will be very problematic.
So again, how do we fight the ideology? How do we fight
it? It is very hard, and it's not easy at all, because the Islamic ideology is already alive for 14 centuries, willing to impose its hegemony all over the world. Their ideology is to take the whole world eventually, when Allah gives them the ability. And then now we have to fight it. Means to locate them, not to enable them, to shut them. And definitely it is against some concepts of human rights, especially when it comes to Western democracies, but a la guerre comme a la guerre, in a war like at a war. If we realize that the world is in a war against this ideology, not all the Muslims share it, but enough Muslims do look at it as their agenda and program forever. So this is why they have to be located, they have to be named, and you cannot, you have to name a spade a spade. You cannot fool around the problem and say, hey, this one doesn't exist. Right. Yes, it is a problem. We have to name it, and we have to fight it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming back in, Professor Kedar.